What it do, YouTube? Welcome to the Full Point Play Podcast. I'm here today. I haven't uploaded to the channel in a minute, and I apologize about that. I'm here ready to read up on one trade that every NBA team would like to do at the trade deadline, what I think they should make, and I give my honest opinions of what I think they should do as well. I'm a diehard Wizards fan. Unfortunately, LE is not going the way I thought it would. Well, I kind of figured it was going to go this way with the team that we do have. We're not constructed well, but we're here today, and I'm gonna give my honest opinion about every trade that Bleacher has. Now, we have the Atlanta Hawks trading for Anthony Davis, for Kristaps Porzingis, Asanu, Luke Kennard, and the 2027 first-round pick top for protected via New Orleans or Milwaukee. Now, for the situation, I'm saying this: would you really give up Kristaps Porzingis for a unhealthy Anthony Davis? No, I would not. And like Asanu, Luke Kennard, no, I would not do that. Asanu still has potential to be something in the NBA, and I say this: the Hawks are a very young team. They don't really have that many vets on the team, but I will keep every asset that I have because Trae Young might not be there in a couple of years, or they might trade him right now. I don't like this for Dallas either. I like this for Dallas, but Kristaps Porzingis coming right back to Dallas is just like, he just was there. It didn't work out the first time. I don't think it's going to work out the second time, man. You really going to put more people around. I say there's more people around Cooper Flag that you can build around, but I don't think Kristaps Porzingis will be in their plans. And that 2027 first round pick might be. It ain't a 2026, but a 2027 first round pick will be good, but it's protected and look like New Orleans might be good, and Milwaukee, depending on what they do with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know what they might do. Luke Kennard is another shooter on that team, but the only issue that I think Dallas really have right now is health wise. It's not really that many healthy players on there. They don't have a point guard. Now, if this was for a point guard, then I would take that, but they don't have one right now. That's why it's kind of up and up. And you even said right, Davis would immediately make the Hawks even more disruptors on defense. They would, but they already have a good defensive team. And Jalen Johnson, would you really like to take that risk and putting him next to Jalen Johnson when I say Jalen Johnson is more athletic right now and he's more healthier? Would you put a Anthony Davis back there? Now, if I'm the Hawks, I would not want a Kristaps Porzingis. I probably want a Kongwu. I would probably get a Kongwu in his trade. I would probably ask for that, but I'm not there. I'm not in that office, but that's just my honest opinion. The second trade, the Boston Celtics getting Anthony Simons, Josh Minott, a 2026 second round pick, and a 2031 first round pick to the Milwaukee Bucks for Miles Turner. Now, I can see this work, but I don't really think the Milwaukee Bucks would do this trade personally. I don't think they would do this. It's not a bad trade on both ends. The Bucks get Anthony Simons, Josh Minott, two young players. Anthony Simons is a scorer, something that the Bucks doesn't have right now. But only way I'm doing this trade if I'm going in a straight rebuild mode and I get rid of Giannis. But Giannis hasn't asked for a trade, and I don't know what's gonna go on with that. But this would work for Boston because they need a center. I don't think the last time they had a really good center besides Al Horford, I would say it's been a while. It's been a long time, but I don't really think this will help Boston in the long run. But I don't think Milwaukee will take this trade unless they trading Giannis Antetokounmpo away. But I doubt it. Brooklyn Nets giving up Michael Porter Jr. to Chicago Bulls for Patrick Williams, Zach Collins, and a 2026 first round pick, top 7 protected. I am not doing this. Patrick Williams. I know Zach Collins. You already kind of know what you're gonna have with Zach Collins, so I want to take that. And that top 7 protected pick, I don't think, well, that'd be good, but Chicago is probably one of them teams that always fall either the 7th or 8th, so I won't even take that risk for them. And Michael Porter Jr. is having an all-star season, so if I'm Brooklyn, I would kind of just try to build on that, wait to see who you're gonna get in this draft this year before you make any rash decision. I'll wait to the offseason to trade Michael Porter Jr., to be honest with you, because his value will be a little bit more higher by the end of the season. But getting Patrick Williams and Zach Collins in that 2026 first round top 7 protected, it's not worth it right now. That 2027 ain't, because Chicago started off good and they might have a bad year. Who knows? They might fall in that top, between 1 to 7. It might get that, and it might change. But Patrick Williams, I'm not taking that. I don't care what you bring. He's not better than Michael Porter Jr. He's nowhere near. I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't even give a second round pick for Patrick Williams because he's unproven. He's unhealthy. He can't stay healthy. Zach Collins, you already know what you're gonna get again. I would not take that trade. That's not even a fair trade for me, to be honest with you. If it was a Michael Porter Jr. for like a Kobe White and an Ayo Dosunmu, I would take that trade, but no. The Charlotte Hornets trading LaMelo Ball to the Los Angeles Clippers. John Collins, Bogdanovich, and Cam Christie, and the 2030 first round pick, top 3 protected. I am hanging that phone up if I'm them, because John Collins, you say for instance you make this trade, then you really have to basically go into this offseason, into the draft, to try to get your point guard replacement for LaMelo Ball. I don't really think there's any good point guards on the level of LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball don't play good defense, but he's a hell of a scorer. So if I'm the Clippers, I take this. I'll call the office and say, yeah, I accept this trade. But if I'm the Hornets, I need more than John Collins and Bogdanovich and Cam Christie in that 2030 first round pick, because it's top 3 protected, and it look like the way how the Clippers is set up, it's gonna be a while before they have a future. And even if they do make this trade, who can you bring up? Who can you put around LaMelo? You have no draft picks. Yes, LA, it's the Clippers. You might get people to come there, but you're gonna overpay for some of these free agents. That's what you're gonna probably have to do if you really want to put anything behind them. But losing John Collins and you just put him with basically James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, I don't think it's worked, because basically you already have a point guard on the team in James Harden, unless you're gonna move him, unless you're gonna move Kawhi Leonard as well, which I think y'all should do. It's reported that basically Kawhi Leonard might end up traded to the Knicks. I don't know if I would take that, but that's just me personally. Or the Cavs. If the Cavs, then I'll take that. But here we go with Kobe White for the Minnesota. I like this for both teams. Chicago, you get 3 young players in return for Kobe White, and this gives something that Minnesota needs: a point guard, a scoring point guard. But they have Bones Highland. I don't think Kobe White is a true point guard. Kobe White at best is a 2 guard who can facilitate a little bit, but he's just basically a microwave scorer. Once he get hot, he get hot. But I really don't think Kobe White is the guy that I would go for. Like, again, I would ask for a little bit more if I'm basically the Timberwolves. But Kobe White for Rob Dillingham, who's not getting any minutes this year. Jordan Berninger, who I have not seen play. And Leonard Miller is a young player. All 3 young pieces that you can build around. I don't know who you're going to build around. I think they have Montez Buzelis. You build around him, and you build around some of the young players that you have, and you go from there. In my opinion, this is a good trade for the Timberwolves, and this is a good trade for Chicago. If I'm them personally, if they really need Kobe White, I'd do it. If they don't, then I wouldn't even pick up the phone and try to interest in it. But he could be a free agent this year, so you would have to pay him. Cleveland Cavaliers getting Max Strus to the Memphis Grizzlies for Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark haven't played in not 1 game this year, so I don't really know. For Max Strus is fine, but I don't really know about Brandon Clark. Like, Brandon Clark is kind of up and up. He can't stay healthy at all. So I don't really see how this would help Cleveland in the long run. Cleveland has a lot more problems than I think Brandon Clark can fix. Dallas Mavericks, Anthony Davis to the Hawks. This basically, we already saw this. If they do this, they do this. It's just another Ace of News, a young piece around Cooper Flag, which should be good. But Anthony Davis, if you get rid of him, you get rid of him. Denver Nuggets, Daron Holmes, Jalen Pickett from 2032 second round pick to the Miami for Cassius Jonas. The way how Jamal Murray playing right now, I would do that, but he does get hurt a lot. Like it says in this article, he does get hurt a lot. So it's kind of, and they do need another ball handler once he goes to the bench, because once he goes to the bench, it's just Jokic. Well, once both of them go to the bench, you really don't have nobody that can facilitate the ball. But Jalen Pickett and Daron Holmes, I have not seen Daron Holmes not probably play this much this year. But if I'm the Heat, I probably entice that. Detroit Pistons, I I would not want to give up Ron Holland right now. I don't really. Sadiq Bey. They just had Sadiq Bey some years ago, and they're getting Sadiq Bey back. I would not want that. I'll take Trey Murphy in a heartbeat. If Trey Murphy, a straight up Trey Murphy to Tobias Harris, I would do that. And that first 2020 first round pick, I would do that because you need to really think about new owners who you ready to build around. Is around Zion, is around Derek Queen, and Jeremiah Fears. But Trey Murphy is a building block. I will keep that'll be my core if I'm them. I wouldn't even give up Trey Murphy, to be honest with you. I will keep Trey Murphy alongside Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears, and you build around that 4-3 that you have right there. I'll probably get rid of forgot his name. Camp, is it Jones? Yeah, I'll get rid of Jones, and I'll trade Zion for whatever I can get for him. Golden State Warriors, make this trade, bro, because Jonathan Kuminga and it's just sitting there rotting. Realistically, he's a hell of a player, but again, if I'm them, if I'm Milwaukee, only if I'm trading away Giannis and I'm ready to rebuild everything, I would do this. But if not, I'm not trading away Miles Turner for Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Pozinski. I think another trade that I think the Warriors should go for is probably that Lauri Markkanen trade again, because people saying they don't need Lauri Markkanen and Jimmy Butler the solution. Lauri Markkanen compared to Jimmy Butler right now, Lauri Markkanen is a better player than Jimmy Butler right now. I don't care what Draymond say. Draymond knows basketball, but Draymond, bruh, I guarantee if you had Lauri Markkanen, y'all probably have made it farther in the playoffs. Houston Rockets, Tari Eason, Jayshawn Tate, 29 first round pick to the Boston 7, Peyton Pritchard. I don't think y'all need to make this trade. I think realistically, if I'm the Rockets, the point guard I would probably go with. The first player I go after personally, I would go after a point guard that I know that's cheap, that can facilitate more like I get like a Russell Westbrook that can facilitate off the bench, because Reed Shepard is playing outside his mind right now. Reed Shepard is playing outside his mind, but getting more of like a Russell Westbrook with the Kings, I would easily trade Jayshawn Tate for Russell Westbrook. But all that for Peyton Pritchard is not worth it, to be honest with you. That's giving up too much for one player who's, I don't really think played the point guard position. He's more, again, he's not a true point guard. I don't know how he might be in the East. It's not that many really good point guards, so he's able to play that, get away with it, especially with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the team and Derek White. I go from there. Indiana Pacers trading Jarius Walker, Ben Shepherd, and 2027 second round pick to the Dallas Mavericks for Daniel Gafford. I will make this trade because Jarius Walker and I get no minutes for Indiana Pacers, because when he got drafted, they also had Pascal Siakam, then they got Obi Toppin. You're getting two young players to put around Cooper Flag. Daniel Gafford is a hell of a center. I should know, he was on my Wizards, and we decided to keep Kyle Kuzma over him, and that kind of ruined our whole season that year. But Daniel Gafford to the Indiana Pacers for center, because they do need one, because they really missing Miles Turner right now. I would take that in a heartbeat because they really don't have one. Jackson is not a traditional center. He's too small to play the center position, in my opinion. But Daniel Gafford can hold on to paint until I say this off season, when you probably think about trading for somebody or drafting somebody with that first round pick, but we'll see. We have the LA Clippers. Now, I will hang up the phone in the heart fast. James Harden is in his mid-30s, and you giving up RJ Barrett, Ochai Agbaji, and Jamal Sheed, who's having a hell of a year for, and a 2026 first round pick, top 5 protected. Realistically, the way how the Raptors are playing, they not picking in the top 5, so it's gonna fall between the teams. But do they need a point guard? Realistically, I would keep RJ Barrett. I would probably trade Emmanuel quickly instead and keep Jamal Sheed as well. I'd probably give up Ochai Agbaji and their rookie they drafted this year. I would give him up, who did not really want to be there, so I would trade them for James Harden. I wouldn't give up RJ because you need another go-to guy besides Scotty Barnes, and they have Brandon Ingram, but Scotty Barnes with RJ Barrett, and you got a starting their point guard James Harden. I think that would fit right. It will definitely work, especially I think James Harden to unlock a game that Jakob Poeltl have not had before. I think the pick and roll with Jakob Poeltl and Scotty Barnes would be perfect, but I would probably get RJ Barrett out of that trade and probably put in at my looking to get out drafted this year and Emmanuel quickly. Los Angeles Lakers, Herb Jones, Dalton Knecht, I'm letting you know this right now. Dalton Knecht is not getting drafted. I'm sorry to say this, but he ain't. He's definitely not. He's definitely not at all. I don't care. Is he worth the hype? No. But I say this, Dalton Knecht, maybe on a different team, it probably unlock him a little bit more. Plus, he gets some more floor spaces for Derek Queen, 2 shooters, and a 2031 first round pick that I really think, since Luka gonna be there for some years, I don't think might be that good of a pick, but 2020, 2031 things can change. You know, nothing stays the same in the NBA. Memphis Grizzlies, John Morant to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero and Nikola Jokic. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be honest. I was a John Morant fan when he first came in the league, and I don't know where all this gangster stuff came from, but he's still a hell of a player. And I think at the point guard position between him and Bam, forgot his name, Jaime Jaquez, a couple other players on the team. I would take this, but Miami don't really have much. Tyler Hero and Nikola Jovic. Tyler Hero and the Grizzlies, really not gonna be kind of the same player, but I say Tyler Hero less aggressive. But I would take this, to be honest with you. If I'm Miami and if I'm the Grizzlies, you get a Grizzlies. You have 2 first round picks. Maybe it's hot time you move on from Ja Morant, build around Jaren Jackson Jr., give him Tyler Hero and Nikola Jovic. Perfect for me. Miami Heat. Again, here we go. You got to pair them 2 up. Terry Rozier, Pele Lawson, if you can trade him. Simone Fontecchio to New Orleans Pelicans for Zion Williamson. At this point, Zion is not the guy. Zion is not the guy. I'm sorry to say this. Zion had so much hype. That's how it was with majority of these Duke players. Right, with him personally, he couldn't stay off the food. And he couldn't stay out the sheets with the women. That's the issue. Young kid, but at this point, you're not really getting anything out of him. What has he done since he's been in the league? The Pelicans made it to the playoffs without him, and once he came back, they have not made the playoffs since. Now, Terry Rozier, I don't want to speak on that. Pele Lawson, Simone Fontecchio. You're not getting no young players out of this except Pele Lawson, and he's not that young. But this is a bad trade for both sides. Realistically, I wouldn't take this from New Orleans, because especially trying to trade for if you think about trading John Morant too, but who knows. Now, Milwaukee Bucks for Bobby Portis and Andre Jackson Jr. and the 2031 first round pick for Herb Jones. Again, New Orleans is trying to clean house. It's trying to clean house and build around their young core that they have now. I would do this only if instead of Bobby Portis, because I think Bobby Portis wants to win, and I'm pretty sure he probably get bought out. But I would do this if I know that Bobby Portis end up somewhere else that he can rightfully, because Bobby Portis is a hell of a player. I would do this only if I'm gonna get the Herb Jones that I know can play defense. But again, only if I'm trading Giannis Antetokounmpo away. If I'm not doing that, I'm not getting rid of many assets that I have. Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm not giving rid of Dante DiVincenzo. I'm giving up Rob Dillingham. I probably get Terrence Shannon Jr. and I give up my rookie that I drafted this year for Kobe White. Mike Conley is 38. Bones Highland is playing out his mind right now, so that's why I keep him on team as well. But it's kind of tough right now to really pinpoint what you need in the NBA as a team. But Minnesota needs a point guard. I don't think they had a point guard since Ricky Rubio left, really. New Orleans, Yves Missi, Jordan Hawkins to the Indian Pacers for Jarvis Walker. Again, another piece around Derek Queen. Yves Messi is not a bad center, but I think they gave up on him since they got Derek Queen. Jordan Hawkins, another guy they drafted, what I think they giving up on. I think that, but if I'm Indiana, I would, if I can probably just, I say this, I wouldn't take Yves Messi. Give me Herb Jones. I take Herb Jones if I'm Indiana because you do need defense once Halliburton comes back, because Nembhard plays defense, Herb Jones can play defense, but you don't have that center position that basically Miles Turner was locking down at the time, so I really wouldn't know. New York Knicks. Oh, Lord. They about to give away their whole squad. Their whole squad. And you see OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Miles McBride, Okome Daddy at 2026 first round pick, top 8 protected via the Washington Wizards, because I got a feeling we're going to fall to 9 and let's go to them. A 28 first round pick swap for Giannis and his brother. It's not bad, but at the end of the day, if I'm the Knicks, I'm giving away my whole bench for Giannis. Is it worth it? Yes. Do I want to do this? No. If I could somehow keep Josh Hart, I will give up Miles McBride for Call Me Daddy at, because again, if I'm rebuilding without Giannis, I need a little bit more asset. I need young players that I basically can, like in a future draft, another player that I can build around to actually be something for Milwaukee again. Because once Giannis leaves, ain't nobody be watching Milwaukee. Only reason why Milwaukee is on these primetime games, some Christmas, Thanksgiving games, because of Giannis. Other than that, again, the Knicks, I would do that, but I wouldn't give up my whole bench for them. OG is hurt. Josh Hart, that's like my heart and soul of the team. No, I wouldn't do that, but Miles McBride, a couple other young players, I definitely do that in a heartbeat. Oklahoma City Thunder, Ousmane Dieng to the Brooklyn Nets, so Hayward Highsmith for 2028 second round picks. I'd do this because really, Hayward Highsmith ain't played this year, and Ousmane Dieng, you ain't really used since you drafted him. I think Ousmane Dieng was just like best player available. I'm just going to sit him on the bench. But for the Thunder, the rich get richer. You get Hayward Highsmith, who you probably won't even use. Orlando Magic, get the hell off my team, brother. Get Corey Kispert, got to go. just saying. I would take Jace Richardson. You can keep Jonathan Isaac. Give me, I think it Josh Howard. I think Josh Howard. Is it Josh Howard? No. I just was watching him. Howard on that. I know it is. That is Juwan Howard's son. I would take Juwan Howard's son. I would really give up. That's what I want. I do not want Jonathan Isaac because it's basically I don't want to take on that contract and it's just a waste of money because he's not going to play. Jace Richardson, another guard, but I think we need some small forward help. So I would take Howard, Josh. I'm just calling Juwan Howard's son. I take Juwan Howard's son in a heartbeat, but for this, Corey Kispert is barely playing with us, so I'll definitely get that up. And a 2028 second round pick. If somehow you can switch that to a 2026 second round pick, I would do that, but who knows? But right here, this, instead of basically Corey Kispert, we could have had Trey Murphy, but they dumb GMs decided to take Corey Kispert over Trey Murphy. So Philadelphia 76 was basically the swap right here. G.G. Jackson fell off. Jared McCain to the Memphis Grizzlies for Jalen Wales. Only if I'm trading away John Morant, I would do this trade. That's the only way I do this. But realistically, if I'm the Sixers, I will keep Jared McCain. Jared McCain can be that 1-2 punch off the bench with him and Quentin Grimes. I will keep him, realistically. Jalen Wells, I don't think Memphis is going to give him up because he's a building block. And G.G. Jackson, I don't know what happened to him. Phoenix, Jalen Green to New Orleans Pelicans with Zion Williamson. No. Okay. I say this is what needs to stop happening. Phoenix should not make another trade for another superstar because one, you already have one. Keep Devin Booker. Y'all having a good season this year. Y'all scoring and y'all playing defense. Zion don't do nothing for nobody. You get him there, Zion might get hurt. No. Yeah, bring some more star power, but no. Trey Murphy with Scoot Henderson, Matisse Thybulle, Chris Murray, and the 2029 first round pick, top three protected for Trey Murphy. Only way I do this, and I say this only way I'm doing this if I know for sure that is this the right trade for both parties? Because yeah, you getting Scoot Henderson, Matisse Thybulle, Chris Murray, but now that Dame's back, Scoot Henderson might evaporate and disappear. So I would do this. Trey Murphy on New Orleans on Portland Trail Blazers alongside Donovan Clingan, Shane Sharp, Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday. Young pieces with young pieces. I would do this, but for the New Orleans Pelicans, it's a win-lose situation. You get defense, you get Scoot Henderson and Chris Murray, shooters and slashers around Derek Queen. Perfect. Sacramento Kings. Okay. I'm gonna say this. I got another video for the Kings right after this. The Kings, for Zach LaVine and Keon Ellis to the Milwaukee Bucks for Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma, Gary Harris, Cole Anthony, 2031 first round pick. Only way I'm doing this, to be honest with you, if I know that basically this is the season, I'm just giving up. Kyle Kuzma don't do nothing for you at all. Kyle Kuzma does. He has not been good since he got that ring in the bubble. He has not been good. Gary Harris, he disappeared. Cole Anthony, again, what am I doing? That 2031 first round pick it's definitely going to be worth it. It's definitely going to be worth it because Giannis might not be there, so it might be a popular pick. But if I'm Milwaukee, I'm not trading no first round picks because I don't know exactly what I'm going to have for the future if I don't have Giannis. Zach LaVine is not giving me I'm not giving no first round pick for Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is not. If this was Zach LaVine of old, yes, this Zach LaVine right here is a shell of himself. He can score. That's all he got for him. And if I'm Milwaukee, if I'm rebuilding, I do not want that. I want to keep all my assets that I have. I want to get more assets. And to be honest with you, if I'm not getting a pick for a pick, I'm not taking this. I will trade Giannis and keep all them players and let them just get me good players for the long run, even though I don't have no draft picks. San Antonio Spurs, get rid of Sohan. You're not really using them. Again, if I'm the Bucks, I'm not giving up no first round picks. I'll give up a pick swap, but I know I'm not giving no pick swap to the Spurs. They're gonna be good. But I'm not Gary Harris and Maria Coffey. No, if I'm the Spurs, I will give up Sohan for Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis can be that extra veteran on that team that can help Wemby and the young players alongside Harrison Barnes, the same thing that CP3 did. Because I'm telling you right now, this is the CP3 effect that a lot of people ain't seeing in the NBA right now who should be paying attention to. The CP3 went to the Thunder. The Thunder that year made it to the playoffs. He helped Shea game get better. Shea became the player. Shea was already nice with the Clippers. Shea became better because he listened to what Chris Paul had to do. Look at Stephon Castle last year with Chris Paul, won Rookie of the Year. Chris Paul was in there coaching him up, and look at Stephon Castle this year. Jeremy Sohan, he sort of be Dennis Rodman, but I don't really see it. Everybody from that draft that they took is gone. Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, all them gone. Realistically, if I can get Bobby Portis, I would do that. Take Gary Harris out of here, give me Bobby Portis. I would do that in a heartbeat if I'm the Spurs. Jeremy Sohan, hell of a young player, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't fit right next to Wemby. Be honest with you, I think Wemby rookie year, I think Sohan was kind of jealous of him. They tried to do that little point guard thing with him. He's not a point guard. He's a Dennis Rodman. That's all I need him to be. Just grab rebounds, play defense. That's it. But I said it's just if I can get Bobby Portis, I would do that trade. Toronto Raptors don't connect for Jacoby Walter. It even swap, really. Nothing really to say about that. Utah Jazz, Walker Kessler and Cody went to the Indiana Pacers for Benedict Mathurin. I would do this if I know if I'm getting AJ DeBanter. If I'm getting AJ DeBanter, I would do this. That's the only way I'm doing this trade. If I'm Utah, if I know for sure that if this offseason I'm getting AJ DeBanter, Walker Kessler is not bad, but he just don't stay healthy. He will help Indiana. Benedict Mather is a scorer. Cody Williams might need to change the scenery because Utah, I don't think, is a little bit too much for him. Plus, the East might be a little bit better for him. He can play alongside Tyrese Halliburton next year, and maybe Tyrese will unlock his game because that's what great point guards do. Benedict Mathurin on a Utah Jazz alongside his face is in my head. I can't remember his name now. I haven't watched that many Utah Jazz games. You have I know for sure that Lauri Markkanen might not be there. For Ace Bailey, I forgot his name at point guard. What is his name? Don't mind me looking it up real quick. Keyshawn George. Yes, Keyshawn George. Keyshawn George, Benedict Mathurin, Ace Bailey. If I can get AJ DeBanter or Cameron Boozer at the 4 center position, you kind of need to fill that. But I would do this if I'm them. CJ McCollum go say, yes. Get off my team, CJ. It's like, I love CJ McCollum, but I think he doesn't fit our timeline. But again, as a Wizards fan, yes, I would take this. I would take this for a plethora of reasons because it's another. It is a piece to build around somebody because we can put him at the 3 or the 4. He's a scorer, something we have but don't have. Only scores we have is Keyshawn George and Alex Sarr, and Trey Johnson gonna come there. We not using Bub Carrington as much as we supposed to. Cam Whitmore needs more minutes. And I say this, if we get a decent good draft pick this year, either, to be honest with you, I love Caleb Wilson, but who knows? If we get a Darren Peterson, a couple of point guards in this draft, I would do it. But I think realistically, it's only happen if both sides agree to it. CJ McCollum can help out Golden State, but again, it only helps the window for that Steph Curry have right now. But that is it for every team. One trade that they can make this NBA trade deadline. Let me know in the comment section below. Who would you trade for? What's your favorite team? Who do you want on your team? Who you think will fit right on your team? This has been a 4 Point Play podcast. I am out. I have another video right up after this. And I'll see you in that episode. I'll see you in that next video.